Hey friends, it's Cammy. I'm sick as fuck this week, so let's talk books. Well, book singular. Specifically, this book singular. Stonefish by Scott Jones. It's strange. Very strange. In all the right ways. Well, let's get some more appropriate lighting. That's much better. I got lights. So, a disclosure and some preamble. I know both the author and the publisher of this book, Scott Jones and Ross Lockhart respectively, though this video is hashtag not sponsored. Ross's publishing company is Word Horde, who interestingly also published one of my favorite books of the last few years, The Fisherman by John Langan. Neither of them asked me to make this video. I'm doing it of my own free will, and I'm giving my unbiased opinion. Am I a review channel now? Anyway, I met both these guys separately at Necronomicon in Providence in 2015 when I started networking with the horror communities, and they were both publishers at the time, so I kept in touch. So they're not close friends, though we interact semi-regularly on Facebook, networking and all that. Maybe I'll use that to my advantage when my book is ready to go. Ross, call me. He's gonna see this and be like, yeah, no sis, ain't happening. So I read a lot, but I also don't read a lot. I read a lot in the amount of time I spend reading, but I read really slowly, so I don't read a lot in terms of volume. Last year I read 22 books, though some of them were really pretty short, so that's above average for me. A ton of those books were Star Trek books because I made a concentrated effort to get into the Trek Litverse, specifically the relaunch novels, which has some really fun books in it. Of those 22 books, the ones that I liked the most, all of my standout books of the year, were books that weren't part of these franchise, or were books that weren't franchise books. Can I stay on script? They were good, but they weren't standouts. If you want to hear me talk about the books I read last year, let me know. Maybe I'll make a video about it because apparently this is a commentary channel now.
Get on with it!
Okay, fine, jeez. This year, I'm making an effort to focus on better quality books. I probably could have said that a little bit better. Anyway, I want more standouts, and that leads us to the topic of the day. Finally, I'll try to avoid spoilers. Until I don't, I'll warn you ahead of time. This book is gloriously demented and was a really fun way to start the year. It's so strange, it almost defies description, but I'll give it my best shot. Imagine, if you will, a cyberpunk dystopia in the environmentally ravaged Pacific Northwest that turns into a Bigfoot hunt and exploration on the nature of the universe, and you'll be on the right track to envision what this book sort of actually is. The book is written in a first-person account. The book is written as a first-person account of the events by a reporter by the name of Den Secord. Secord? I don't know. Den is tasked with finding a long-vanished media mogul by the name of Gregor Makarios. The trail of digital breadcrumbs leads him to the economically ravaged Pacific Northwest, particularly the flooded ruins of Vancouver. Check out this passage by a character guide discussing the water hazard of submerged redwoods. The root system on these old-growth stands were never really very deep to begin with. Not a lot of topsoil in this biome. So sometimes these giants will come loose from the seafloor, breach the surface like a whale. No warning, no sign. Water's like glass, and then bam, 300 feet of deadhead red cedar towering above you and coming down fast. New biome, who dis? I love that passage. It's some great atmospheric world building. It's also one of the more poetic passages of the book, which is generally written pretty straightforward. So, mild spoiler territory. Den finds Makarios at a facility in the mountains called Stonefish House. Stonefish House used to be a research facility working on AI and was responsible for creating one of a handful of artificial general intelligences that emerged years ago and then just kind of vanished from the world. And yes, that's a plot point later. Chekhov's AI and all that. So Makarios has evolved into a kind of ranting mountain madman during his time in isolation. Well, not total isolation. He's living with a broken AI named Lil Dougie. Lil Dougie is pretty crazy since something corrupted their code, making communicating with them really pretty difficult. Den learns during his interviews and investigations that the grounds of Stonefish House are being observed by beings being observed by beings. I have a stutter. Why do I write shit like this? By beings Macarios called archons. However, Den thinks of them as Sasquatches. And yes, this book turns into an esoteric book about Bigfoot. Bigfoots? Big feet? Bigfooters? Biggie feeties? Heckin' chonker toe beans! This book proceeds to get weirder, and some big revelations about the nature of reality are presented as things get stranger and stranger around Stonefish House, as well as revelations about Den's place within all of it. If you want heavy spoilers, you'll need to read the book. This is a stonefish. It's a real thing, it looks super weird, and it's the most venomous fish on the planet. Unlike most dangerous fish, which are toxic. Do do do, wee wee. My voice was not up to that joke. Moving on. To offer up a touch of criticism, there are some elements in the book, only a couple really, that stray into really dude, was that necessary territory. Specifically, a section on the Archon's fecalphilia. It doesn't add anything to the story, and I think it's just kind of gross. Also, one of Little Dougie's, I guess you can call it personality traits. Kind of a bit much too. Not enough to turn me off to the book, just kind of unnecessary. Contrasted to some incredibly good parts of the book, like a scene containing frogs. Anyway, the book's real good. I wanted to tell you all about it and throw some light on a friend's hard work in the process. There's a link in the description if you want to get yourself a copy. There's also a link to Ross's Word Horde channel. It's an affiliate link, the one to buy the book, not the YouTube link. So if you decide to buy it, I'll get a little kickback. All the links down in the description are affiliate links, provided Amazon didn't shut off my affiliate membership again. On the topic of money, I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/CarmillaTLV, tragic lesbian vampire, where you can join these wonderful peeps and help me buy more books to read. I'm doing great today. You can also do a one-time tip jar thing on PayPal, paypal.me/CarmillaTLV. PayPal still dead names me, so don't worry about it, though not for much longer because the name change is happening. I also have my 2-year trans videos up soon, so if that's why you're on the channel, then you'll have those to look forward to, and we'll get back to talking about my book soon as well. So, okay, I'm done. Bye! Do, 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 wee-oo, wee-oo.